So organic versus paid advertising. What are they? Which is best? Which one should you use? Let's talk about that today. I'm Tom from the Doctors Collective, and let's jump in because there's a lot of talk about, people are saying, I grew my business and it was all organic and I never had to pay for any advertising. And then there are other people who are like, that's crazy. You can wait 10 years to grow your business, or you can do it quickly now with paid advertising. Let's compare and contrast the two. So what's the difference, right? The organic advertising, sorry, I just something in my mouth. Organic is all about it happening by itself, right? So people talking about things, or you putting stuff online, like doing things like SEO or putting up articles, and then it kind of just slowly people coming to you without you kind of very actively going out there to find them. So word of mouth is the classic one. And there's pros and cons to it, right? First pro is that, hey, you don't have to do anything. It kind of just happens, right? It happens to you. You're just sitting around, do your job, do it well, and hopefully people say good things. The downside is that it's super slow and you have zero control over it. And who knows if it'll ever come, right? And it can take a long time to actually build that up. Paid advertising. So paid advertising is where you put up an ad and you direct it at the people you want to see it, and then you instruct them to come and see you. And you can do that on Facebook these days, and Instagram and LinkedIn, or newspapers or magazines or TV, radio. There's many different ways to do it. The pros of that is that it's fast. Now, I'm going to show you in a second how quickly it can work. It can happen overnight. You can get people knocking down your door wanting to do business with you, literally overnight. The downside is that you have to pay for it. Well, but here's the thing. Whether it's organic or it's paid, you're always paying. You're paying in one way or another. This is the thing that people miss. The people that go around saying, I did it all organically. I didn't pay for any advertising. I'm like, well, do you understand that you did pay for it? You just paid with your time, right? When it's joint ventures, that's still, you're paying for it with the time that you have to build those relationships. Or if you're doing organic stuff, to write the articles, to post the stuff in forums or whatever, that's still, you're putting in your time. And to me, my time is more valuable than my money. Like, I can make more money, I can't get more time. Sounds a bit cliche, but it's true. So I do both, right? I'm a proponent of both. Organic, yes, set it up so that it's working its way in the background, but you got to get the thing going, throwing some juice into the system. So it's kind of like, I like to use the analogy of a fire. You need to have good pieces of wood to get a good fire going. But paid advertising is like throwing those little fire starters in there, right, to get the thing cracking and going. And that's how I like to use the two. And that's why I think that they're both fantastic, right? Both is the answer. One's not better than the other. You need both. Because you'll get companies like Coca-Cola. They're not standing there going, I did it all organically. No, they're pumping it out. They're doing the advertising, plus they're doing some organic stuff as well. So I want to give you an example of because everybody knows organic, right? Everyone knows word of mouth. What they don't know particularly well is paid advertising. And I want to talk to you about that and bust through a few myths. Because some people think it's super expensive, or that it's really hard to do, or all sorts of stuff, crazy stuff like that. I want to give you an example because yesterday I started a campaign. I went on Facebook and I used my Facebook platform to send ads to Facebook and Instagram to my audience, which are guys like you, doctors in business. And I sent out a cheat sheet, a marketing cheat sheet for doctors. And let me just show you the results. This is overnight, mind you, in the last 24 hours. Let's put this up. So maybe you can see this here. Oh, it's a little hard to see on your screen. Let me see if I can fiddle with this screen. Oh, no, other way around. All right. Let me just pull this up a little bit. So here you can see on the screen. So these are the two versions. So often when you run paid advertising, what I do is split testing. So you run two ads to see which one works better. And if one's crap, you cancel it. You keep going with the good one. So I have two ads running overnight. And you can see here that from the first one, the results were 20 leads. So 20 potential clients, and the other one was 39. Now for me, they're both going well, so I kept them going. I didn't cancel one. But in total, that's 59 potential clients overnight. Overnight, right? No sitting around writing articles or fingers crossed, hoping that something happens. I put up an ad. It took me about 15 minutes to put up, maximum 15 minutes. Now you got to get good at it. At first, it takes a bit longer. It takes a bit of time before when you're doing it for the first time. But when you're good at it, it took me 15 minutes. Got it up there, ran it overnight. I checked in on it every now and then to make sure it was on budget. And now it's still going. Right, if I refresh this page, look at that. Another lead came in while we were talking. Right, that's another potential client. Imagine you had overnight in like that 60 potential clients who were interested in what you have, and you have their details. Right, and they coming to you or you going to them, and you can have a conversation to see if it's appropriate. Now, at the same time, we've got organic stuff happening as well. Right, we've got the website, we've got blog articles. I'm not a big fan of SEO, so I haven't really done any of that. But what we have done is we've got word of mouth and joint ventures going as well. But you got to put those firecrackers in, those fire starters in with paid advertising. It works incredibly fast, and this is the proof. So there it is, organic versus paid advertising. Now, obviously, there's a lot more to this. Yeah, and setting it up, if you're doing it for the first time, you got to get good at it. But in terms of the other thing I want to mention about paid advertising is that there are a few key steps to make the most of it. And a lot of people, a lot of doctors waste a lot of money doing it because they're just doing the same thing as everybody else. Now, I can guarantee you right now that ad that went out is, firstly, there's nothing about me on there. I don't talk about myself or my experience or who I'm affiliated with or how long I've been in business, all that kind of stuff, because nobody cares. Right? What they want to know is whether you can solve their problems. So the cheat sheet helps people. It's quick, it's fast, it helps them address their marketing problems. Right? Perfect. And now there are a whole bunch of examples of what you can do there. But the key is to make it something that helps the individual, is valuable to them, and is very enticing. There's a big benefit versus the cost of opting in. There's some keys there, but if you want to know more about how to do that, get in touch with us. Watch the other stuff we've got going here. But again, organic and paid, both are important. I'm a fan of both, and particularly the paid stuff, because my time is more valuable than anything else, and I'd rather spend it with my family than screwing around, doing all sorts of organic stuff, hoping that somebody maybe comes to me one day. So I'm a fan of both, particularly the paid stuff. So all the best. I hope that's been helpful, and I'll see you next time.